Thus far. We had the gap down as expected, drop in the pre-market right here. We had if you look at a 1 minute chart, we had the bullish trend that completed right there at the open. It's really interesting how that happened. We had a spike up, trend completes, drop, right? And that's this universe card. I didn't see the drop after this move, and that's the interesting thing about the Magus card. It corresponds to a set of negatives and a set of positives, not just positives. So it can be a little tricky at times. But in any case, we had this Magus move, wealth move, and then we had this big move to reach a day's high here between 1 and 3 o'clock, and that took place at 1:30, 1:45. Now I didn't see this big of a move happening. I didn't expect this big of a move happening, but we did see a decline somewhere between the Prince of Wands and the Strength card, because the Strength card has within it, it's a move higher, but it starts out of a decline, and so that's what we should see right now, guys, is a full move, like from the bottom of a range to the top of a range, starting out of a decline. So we have this decline. It looks like we've already started that move higher, but be careful, because we have this disappointment card here. It doesn't look like we'll be breaking through whatever resistance it is that it looks like we're expecting to break through. There's a failed attempt to break it, and then a decline through a support somewhere around around the close. But then we have a pop higher in the post market, and then we revisit these bullish cards tomorrow. That's the interesting thing. We revisit these bullish cards early in the morning. Aside from the Prince of Cups here, this is all bullish. There's really only one trade advised here today, right? Which was first thing in the morning, where I bought my calls. I sold out on my put here, a little frustrating, a little bit too early, but like I said, I didn't see that drop happening so deep. But in any case, I bought calls down here. I doubled down on my 400 calls, and I doubled down on let's see, where's my there we go. Okay. I bought a 390 call, and I doubled down on my 400 calls. They both expire on the 20th. I'm just looking to get out of those 400 calls for a slight profit. I got them a pretty good price. And then as far as the 390 call, same deal. I'm hoping to get out of these two tomorrow, and here's the reason why. We've got the Strife card. When we look at this, Strife card right here on the 12th. We have a crest somewhere in here, but the interesting thing, what's tricky about this week, guys, is that even though we have a crest at the end of the week, I mean, the next few cards next few days themes cards are bearish, right? So we've got tomorrow, we've got the Devil card, right? So we should see a fake out. And my sense is that fake out it's more like we pop through, but we don't pop through. There's that disappointment card again, right? So right around here is where I'll be getting out of my calls. Midday tomorrow, or after we see that we'll have a move out of oversold territory, and then we'll have a big move like somewhere right between like the morning and midday, somewhere in there, and that's where I'll look to sell my calls, and then likely towards the end of that 12 to 1 o'clock hour, like maybe like 1:15ish or something, I'll likely buy puts, because we've got the Strife card. We meet a resistance level, and then we drop with consecutively lower spikes. The next day's theme card is the Ruin card. We also have the Cruelty card as a sneak preview card for the 13th, right? So bearish. We've got another bearish card here, notably bearish on the 14th. Ooh, and I just noticed this Ruin. This is going to be there's going to be a drop in this day on the 14th. And then the 15th's bullish. Something about the Prince of Discs stood out when I was doing this reading. Indolence, a decline from a high that won't be revisited with the time frame of the reading. Speaking that's the very end of the day, bullish. Yeah, it's tricky, guys. I mean, the other thing is that we've got the moon. So these troughs make sense before the full moon, right? But then we should start seeing incline, and yet those cards are bearish. So chances are we probably open up higher, and then we have a bearish day. Open up higher, and then have a bearish day. That's my sense based on what I'm seeing here. Do I think low tomorrow? No. I don't think the low's tomorrow. I think we have a low today. And then we have kind of like a bit of a move higher tomorrow, at least early in the day. Well, I mean, I was expecting this to be a bullish day at the end of the day, so we'll have to see what happens here. I don't have puts right now, guys. Just to be clear, I'm on the long side. I'll get out of my calls tomorrow. Somewhere right around here. Like 12 o'clock-ish. Maybe a little sooner. And I'll buy puts right around like between like 1 and 2 o'clock, somewhere in there. In the midst of a little bit of a rally there. Yeah, see, in the sneak preview card for tomorrow is important resistance. That'd be a pretty substantial move from here, unless we have a big move right here at the very end of the day as expected. Possibly overnight, because we have that pop higher post-market. This is bullish card in the pre-market. Turning new support, or turning old resistance into new support right around the open. You know, this is a Prince of Cups, but there's also fire. This is a fire ruin of fire element. Meaning, like, there could be rally right there. And then we have that pop higher out of oversold. Another big move higher, failed attempt to break resistance. Like, when we get to that resistance level there between this ace and this Princess of Wands, that's when I'll be selling out of my calls. And then just a little bit, a short while after I do that, I'll be buying puts. I don't know, it's tricky. But that's what this advises me to do, buy puts, so I follow what I'm advised to do. Like I said in the reading, these are tricky. These 2 days right here are kind of tricky, the 14th and the 15th. So I put a crest in here between the 13th and the 15th because we have this month's high, month's crest here, which based on what the theme card is, we have the abundance card, or excuse me, the love card, which is basically a move higher through resistance. You stay there briefly and you break back down through that same price level. So we start out at a low, we hit resistance here. Looks like this could be the day. That's why I said between the 13th and the 15th, because we have the crest on the 15th. But this day here corresponds to that theme card. And we have this like move higher through resistance, back down through the same price level. A lot of volatility in the last 2 days of the week. far as a low tomorrow, I don't really think so. I think the low is today, based on the overview. We had a trough here on the 8th and the 11th, right? That goes pretty well timed with the full moon, right? And then after the full moon passes, we find ourselves in more of a bullish energy in the S&P. So that would make sense that we'd see that here. It makes sense with the theme card. That's my sense. We probably, if you're just hopping on from TikTok, guys, you can follow along on our YouTube channel. We're looking at a live chart of the S&P 500 side by side with our tarot spread for the day. Yeah, so what I'm seeing based on all of this information, guys, is we probably have like overnight moves higher with drops. Events at the end of the day, or like there'll be something about the end of the day card that speaks towards like the early morning the next day. So if we don't see that move there, it's likely what's happening, and we'll see a big move at that time. It's also corresponding to the sneak preview card, which gives it more weight, if you will, more prominence of the reading. So I'm looking for a good opportunity tomorrow to move to the short side, though, because it looks like probably on the 13th. I'll be right back, guys. Hermes, what's the problem, man? Interesting. You know, this could mean deception. This ruin right here could mean deception, and then we also have the devil card tomorrow. I can take any questions if you guys have any questions about other stocks or anything like that. I hope I answer your question, Unlimited Lawn. See, today when we look at the overall theme, we have sideways rotation increasing with bullish momentum as we move forward into the day. So this is a little bit interesting here that we're still there, but this is also sideways fluctuations. So likely, I don't see us going deep. Like, we're at the bottom of the range. We should see a move higher to the top of the range. Only already have 15 minutes left though, so like this is a prominent card end of day. It also appears tomorrow at an important trade time. So that's my sense, my opportunity to sell calls tomorrow. Alright guys, well it was a pretty accurate day. Looks like the very end of the day, maybe see that push over into tomorrow. But aside from that, we had that high correlator here between the 1 and the 3 o'clock hour. We nailed it right there. As well as the gap down overnight. I saw this move taking place overnight. Like this should have been more of a continuation of the drop. So like I expected more of a drop, like we would have opened here. So that's why I sold a little bit early. It happens. You don't always see everything, but you see what's important to see. With that said, guys, unless you have any other questions or anything, I'm gonna pop off. Got a lot of stuff we're doing. We're prepping for a Kickstarter. We've got some SO meta analysis a website with charting software basically that we're looking to launch. So that's gonna be coming out pretty soon. Got a lot to work on there, and quite a few Zooms actually regarding that. So tomorrow we're gonna be going down to Wall Street. So if you live in New York City, guys, you should check out Wall Street tomorrow. I'll be on Wall Street doing live predictions for people. So basically, like what the next day's whatever stock they pick, what the next day's behavior will be, something along those lines. Just kind of like create a little bit of buzz, spread the word, and plus it'd be fun. You know, I used to work down there. To come back as a person with a 98% accuracy, doing it in a way that everybody said was impossible is pretty cool. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Share the video with your friends, please, and much appreciated. Most importantly, guys, when you make that money, pay